Hello once again, everybody. We are at the Ohio Soybean Council on the grounds of the Farm Science Review, and I'm visiting with Barry McGraw. Barry, the last time we talked about some of the innovations that the Soybean Council is working on. We're standing in front of something that has great potential. Can you bring us up to date on increasing the soy in fish food?
Yeah, so Chekhov, they spend a lot of farmers' money to do research, and this is one area. So soybean meal is one of the best alternatives to fish meal because of the high protein. It provides also sustainability and lower cost. So we've been doing a lot of research. One challenge with soybean meal is it has what we'll call bad carbs, oligosaccharides. There's parts of the oligosaccharides that our gut has a hard time digesting. So we've done a lot of research at Battelle, Ohio Soybean Council, to remove those oligosaccharides or those bad carbs. So you can add more soybean meal to your fish diets. So as they pelletize it and make the little pellets to feed the fish, you can put maybe the average right now is about 30% across the board in different species, but we would love to have 50% soybean meal in there. It not only provides a better diet for the fish, but also more sustainability to the farmer producing it. So fish meal prices are really increasing, and so that's creating this gap that's needed by the industry.
Now, where would you find more potential growth, domestically or overseas?
Yeah, I would love to see more growth domestically, and I think it will come. I think a lot of it's the regulation challenges, offshore fish farming, but international is definitely the largest growth area. China, India, just so much more aquaculture, more even like I think a year and a half ago, more fish is consumed than red meat, worldwide. So you can imagine, and as more demand for fish and people do more fish farming, you need more controlled diets, and that's where soybean meal comes in.
Now, from what I'm hearing, the fine tuning of getting just the right ratio of the meal, the soy meal in the fish food, that's a critical point.
Yeah. So over the last, I would say 5 to 10 years, there's been a lot of advancements in the fish formulation diet and the research behind it. So it's not as just simple as just replacing fish meal, which it has very good amino fatty acids and health. With soybean meal, you also have to add other additives. And our technology, removing the oligosaccharides, is one more step to allowing soybean meal to be that alternative with kind of a simple drop-in replacement for fish meal.
Now, are all fish, I'm not an expert on fish, but would all kinds of soybean meal be good for all fish?
Yeah, some fish, like trout, salmon, the carnivorous fish, they don't accept as much soybean meal because of the carbs, because of the vegetable content. Some fish, largemouth bass, catfish, they do a little bit better with the higher loadings of soybean meal.
Now we're standing in front of, what kind of fish are these?
Yeah, so tilapia, this is a warm water fish. They raise them in Ohio, but it's inside. So they love 85 degrees, that's when they grow the best. So people also use them in ponds. It controls algae. It's a natural way of controlling algae. And then there's feeds. There's a lot of companies domestically that produce soybean meal diets. One that's helped us out this week and got us some feed just as display is Aquatech in South Dakota. So they produce a lot of pond diets, trout diets, bluegill diets, and a lot of those have this high inclusion soy rate. Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. If somebody might be watching right now that would have a company that would want to get involved in, what's the best way for them to contact you?
I think the best way is go to the Ohio Soybean Council's webpage. You can find contacts. You can find me, Barry McGraw, find my email address or phone number, and just send me a note, give me a call.
Very good. We've been visiting with Barry McGraw. Barry, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And stay with us. Back with more right after this.
Did you know that corn and soybeans make up 97% of a pig's diet? Learn more about pigs at ohiopork.org.